Hey guys, welcome to the Daily Smash for Monday, August 28th, 2023. I'm Ray.
I'm Kelly.
We're on Asia's boat. We're on Tasia. Thanks, Asia.
Thanks, Asia.
In the Sea of Cortez.
Say hi, Asia.
We're on the Sea of Cortez, somewhere near La Paz, Mexico. That's Asia.
That's Asia.
Our amazing host. She was singing up a storm last night at karaoke. And we can't play that on YouTube because we can't play music here without being accused of copyright infringement. So we're going to put that on our Patreon this week, the Rick and Kelly Show on Patreon. We're going to have Asia's performance with her permission. Kelly goes off on the microphone, dancing, singing. Ben was also shaking his rear, and Megan was performing like nobody's business. So that's all coming up this week on our Rick and Kelly Show on
We all
Patreon.
look like we were theater kids when we were little.
Well, Ben was a theater kid, so we're going to keep this a little shorter than usual because it's very difficult to upload videos from this boat, as I found out. But we can upload. It's slow.
But we're in the middle of the
We're in the middle of nowhere, in this gorgeous
Sea of
location.
Cortez.
And we're going to share all the highlights from our trip throughout the week. But this show is dedicated to our.
Let me just show this.
Oh,
really
okay,
quick.
go ahead. Oh, here comes the champagne.
There we go. Say hi, Ben.
Hi.
Say hi, Megan.
Hi guys. Say hi, Tracy.
Hi, Tracy. She's got the most beautiful crew here, Asia. They're like, all of them are hot.
It's below deck
It's like below deck,
for sure.
but better.
Before we get to the travel story, which is insane, and Ben and Megan can chime in, because we didn't bring Ilya wine on the boat, I am going to cut to one video, which is us, Rick and Kelly, and Ilya wine. Check it out. Let's talk about Ilya wine, which you can get at 20% off using the discount code RickandKelly20 at Ilya.com. This wine is fantastic. We are drinking the Moscatel Macabeo right now. This got a 91 from Wine Enthusiast. I did put some ice in it because it was, I like it chilly, and
They have those like icicle things that are going there, but I like ice in it too.
I
We're
do too.
American. That's it's.
but it's summertime, and it's like
declassé.
it's a refresher.
But it's yeah.
But the wine is fantastic, and it'll be delivered right to your door. And if you buy multiple bottles, I think it's a $100 minimum order. I have to check on that. Then it's free shipping. You'll know when you go to the website and do it. But the great thing about you guys is how much you've supported this wine company since we started supporting them, and they started supporting us. And in light of some of the nonsense that happened a couple weeks ago, everybody stepped up, and we really do appreciate you keeping Ilya happy and keeping us happy.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank
And
you.
We really enjoy this, especially in the summertime.
Yeah. Thanks, Rick and Kelly. Make sure you get yours today. Oh, look at this.
Look at this.
This is yachty life right here. Oh no.
Safe.
Here, honey.
It happens.
She was nervous again.
She can have the full
She was
one.
nervous.
Cheers to you guys.
Cheers.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you
What
very
an
much.
awesome vacation.
Thank you.
And
We
cheers to
needed
you.
this so much.
Yeah, we did. Kelly's been working really hard. Yesterday,
So
Kelly was the
needed.
clam queen. We went clamming for the first time ever. Show them your fingers.
I got cut up. I got toe up from the flow up.
We went to this area over here, this shallow
But it
area.
was
What do
worth
you call
it.
that? Do you know what that area was called where we went clamming? There's more Sea of Cortez.
We're in the island of San Jose, and that's just the clam zone.
San Jose, San Jose Clam Zone. Kelly was an animal.
I was that the only one. We all contributed.
We did, and I think
you.
I came in second, but Kelly got by far the most clams of anyone because she's very athletic and she can stay underwater a long time.
I think that's what it was.
She was doing handstands and coming up with like just piles of clams. You just go into the sand and reach in and scoop out, and there are clams in
It's
there.
so rewarding.
We're gonna eat them tonight.
I can't
Right?
wait.
Yep.
Do you know what they're making with those clams?
We're gonna have linguine clams.
Oh, yes! Clam with linguine.
Yum.
So we had a crazy journey to get here. If you follow Kelly or myself on Instagram, then you probably saw some of the stories about how nutty it was.
Yes.
Do you want to start the story?
No, because you're a better storyteller than I am.
So I think the funniest thing was that everyone told us how easy it is to fly out of Tijuana. Like you just drive down to San Diego, you park at this cross-border express headquarters. They have parking lots designated, and then you go inside, you swipe your things, your tickets, you walk across a bridge inside, air-conditioned, to a terminal, which you're now in Tijuana. And the customs is much easier than LAX or anywhere else probably in America. It's a very simple process, very smooth and quick, and no long lines. And then you just get on your plane and go. It's supposed to be, and it's cheaper and faster. However, we had the worst experience. I don't even know how. Everyone says it's so easy. It was ridiculous, okay, on so many levels.
Well, we couldn't get the passport in. We were trying, first we get there, and we were trying to get like our passports to go through.
I'm trying to
to
find my barcode.
Yeah, you got to try to find the barcode. We couldn't get the barcode to work. Then, you know, we go in, one of us goes in, the thing closes.
Right.
And we had to go. I mean,
And then Kelly was in the way, so the red light was on. I'm like, babe, you got to back up. I couldn't get through. So we board our flight, and we're in the first row. We booked the upgraded Volaris tickets. All the seats are the same, but we sat in the very front row. And everything's fine. Plane's not full, but what do you say, like 50, 70% of the seats? 70% of the seats. And we're waiting for the door to close and us to, you know, taxi out, whatever. And we're not moving. And we realized there's a disturbance about halfway back on the plane. It turns out that they had seated a
special needs kid.
special needs kid.
She's
We think it
not
was a kid.
I think it was a 20-year-old.
Yeah.
Pretty large female child,
She's not a
adult,
child.
young adult, who had special needs, and they seated her with her family in an exit row, and we were told is because they switched aircraft last minute, so their aisle didn't correspond to an exit row on the original plane, but now we're on a bigger plane, and they wound up in an exit row where they shouldn't have been because the special needs person.
Because you need somebody to, in case something happens, you need to be able to like operate the door and do all that. So they told the family that this, and the girl plopped down. I guess she liked it there.
Oh yeah, she didn't want to move, so they were like trying to move the family, and the kid was settled in and didn't want to move. And so they were trying to negotiate with this child for a while, or I keep calling it a child, with the person for a while. And then eventually when they try to get, now they're trying to physically pull her out of the seat because they have another row for them to go to. And this person just sat down in the middle of the aisle and would not budge.
And screaming, right? On the top, screaming on the top of her lungs, like she was gonna, first of all, I thought, is there the paramedics gonna come in here? Are they gonna take her out? Like what? So then we're sitting there and we're talking, Megan and I. I'm like, what? How hard is it just to get her up and move her? Like, this is ridiculous. Like, parents don't have any control. Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Or, you know, get the people, the marshals to come and get her.
Of course they were talking about it because it was happening as we're sitting there, and finally the lady behind Kelly goes, can you just stop talking about it? I'm tired of hearing you talk about this. And like, she's
like, I'm so sick of hearing you talk about this. You need to just shut up and stop talking. I go, you shut the fuck up.
She goes, it's not your plane.
It's like, she goes, it's not your plane. And she said that to me.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Well, put earphones on. We're sitting here. We're in the front row. Like,
Trying to figure out what's happening.
Trying to figure out what's happening. So then
I
Megan
said, stop listening if you don't like it.
So Megan's like, oh my gosh, just to screw with her. She looked like she was from Oregon. You know, the nose ring and the.
No offense.
No offense to Oregon people, but I'm just
beautiful
setting
state.
up the look.
Beautiful state.
Beautiful
We
state.
love Oregon.
You know, Birkenstocks and all. You know,
Love Birkenstocks.
I'm just setting up
All
the
hippy-dippy.
hippy dippy.
So that's happened. There's an altercation between Kelly and the people behind her. We've got this person in the aisle who won't budge and is screaming. And I'm looking around, well, where's airport security? Where's the crew that comes on the plane in the U.S. when there's an issue like this and settles it? At some point, you call in the uniforms and they take care of business. You know, the uniformed officers. Never happened. So at some point after 2 hours, they deplane us all.
Well, no, the lady in the back, Oregon, behind me, she was like, we were kind of screwing with her. Megan and I were like, she's like, oh my God, we're gonna have to deplane we're gonna have to deplane, and we're gonna have to stay the night. I got wind, I got word, and you could hear her.
Oh, that was the other
She didn't want
thing.
us to talk, but she's over here listening, seeing what was happening.
But that was the other thing. We couldn't get any information, right? There were no updates. Every update they gave over the loudspeaker was in Spanish, and I speak a little Spanish, but I'm not fluent like Asia over here. And I didn't know what they were saying, and I had to keep going up to flight attendant saying, what's going on? Can you tell me what's happening? And I was getting bits and pieces, and then one of the grounds crew guys who came on in a reflector vest gave me the scoop that they were giving this person a pill to try and sedate them, so then they could move this person to another row, and they were waiting for the drugs to kick in. But it never happened. So after 2 hours, they deplane us, and they send us to another gate where there's another plane that we're now going to board for our flight to La Paz. And we walk over to the other end of the airport, get up to the gate, and there's already a group of people there because they were supposed to get on that other plane and fly to Mexico City. And they're pissed because their plane has just been moved to us. Like, we're getting their plane now. And so they're so mad that they staged a protest in front of the sliding glass doors that lead to the jetway, and they wouldn't let anyone pass. They wouldn't let them. So they locked the door. The crew locked the doors so these people couldn't get in there because they were trying to take over the plane. And I'm looking around going, wait, is this a joke? Are we being punked right now? Because in America, no disrespect to Mexico, but that would never happen. If someone tried to stage a protest, you could stage a protest. But if it was Newark Airport or JFK or LaGuardia, TSA would be there in 3 minutes with a SWAT team, and they would move these people out and start arresting people if they didn't get out of the way. If it was at LAX, you don't think those LAPD would be there in seconds to clear that scene and take care of business? You think they would have stood there like, oh no, you're not going to move me? They would have gotten right out of the way.
But who are they to say, make the plane come here? We're going to Mexico City now. Like, who does that?
and they had reassigned these people to another gate. And I couldn't hold back anymore because I couldn't believe this was actually happening.
Ben and Rick were ready to
First, I went to the little convenience store next door and I said, "Can we call security?" They go, "There's no way to call security." I'm like, "What do you mean? You don't have like a 911?" They go, "No." I go, "Where are they?" They go, "You have to go all the way back to where you checked your bags, and go to that." I'm like, "You can't call them? Like, what if somebody robbed your store? Like, what if there's an incident in this airport?" There's apparently no way to get security.
Like the Wild Wild West.
So I go back to the gate and I go get in this one guy's face. I'm like, "What are you doing? Get out of the way. Like, this is our plane. What are you doing?" "We have a problem." I said, "Yeah, you do have a problem. You're at the wrong gate. This is our gate now. Your gate's over there. This isn't your plane anymore."
It felt like we were getting punked. Yeah. It felt like we were on that show Boiling Point where it was like you were seeing how long you can like take it.
I don't remember that show.
Oh yeah, it was
Boiling
good.
Point?
It was called Boiling Point, and they would time you, and they would do things that are annoying to see who could like lose their shit.
What a great idea!
Yeah.
Who do you guys remember that? Who hosted that? Oh, Aza, you have a story?
However, the next time they come visit, I hope they still go through TJ.
You know what? I'll do it again for you, Asia.
Well, you know what? The best part of all of this,
What?
there's always what is it? A light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, right at the end of the tunnel.
She's taking us back with her on her private
She
plane.
said, "Why don't you guys fly back with us?" I was like, "Oh yeah, we're flying home with Asia. Are you kidding me?" So as I'm getting into it with this guy at the gate, and I'm like, "Dude, you got to get out of the way. You got to be kidding me!" And I was ready to rumble. I was at that point.
So
after
Ben.
this, Ben and I were gonna tear shit up, and
Megan and I were just gonna watch.
finally, well, you two are pretty tough. We've seen you go at it.
Yeah, but it's your turn now.
So finally, they announced that we're moving to a third gate, which happened to be downstairs below the gate we were at. We all grab our carry-ons, we all go downstairs, go out the doors now, and up one of those little rolling staircases to the same plane. They just walked us downstairs and outside and up the back way to get onto that jet so that we could leave for La Paz. And we did. It was 5 hours late. And I know that there are much bigger problems in the world, but it was a crazy experience, was it not?
Oh, it was, wasn't it?
the craziest travel experience I've ever had.
Craziest experience they've ever had. Me too, and we've both flown hundreds of times.
Right.
It was beyond.
But what's weird is that I've flown around the whole wide world,
Yes.
Okay, and I went a million mile.
As have I.
With my ex. I never seen. They always, like in China or wherever you go, they speak their language, but they always speak English. You have to be a pilot. You have to speak English.
And you do dual messages. When you make one announcement in Spanish, you make a second announcement in English.
Everything was just totally in Spanish. It was.
We had no idea what was
we had
going on.
no idea what was going on.
I've flown a lot of foreign-based airlines. They always do multiple.
Yeah.
Sometimes three
I
languages.
thought that was a little strange too.
Yeah. Should we tell the hot tub story with Megan from last night? Or are we going to save that?
I want to save that.
Okay, we're going to save that
We're
one.
gonna say your hot tub story.
What was my hot tub?
When you peed in there.
Oh, yeah.
Or maybe we should say it now.
Well, she's here. Well,
Yeah.
yesterday when we were out in the water, I thought maybe I saw a jellyfish, and Asia was like, "No, there's no jellyfish here." She said, "There's no jellyfish," and then someone said, "Well, if I get stung," Kelly said, "If you get stung by a jellyfish, I'll pee on you," and Megan said she would pee on me too.
And then I said I would too.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Asia
So,
would
and then Ben said, "I'll pee on you," and I said, "No, now you've gone too far." But then last night we go upstairs on the top deck, and what do you call the top deck?
The sun deck.
The sun deck.
What's
And
this
there's
area
We're in
called?
the sky.
This is Sky.
The Sky Lounge or the Sky Deck? Sky Lounge, Sky
Well, it's
Deck?
actually called Bridge Deck Aft.
Bridge Deck app. So we go up on the Sky
Bridge
Deck
Deck
where there's a
app.
hot tub, and Ben and Megan are in the hot tub, and they've been
They were
there
there
for like
4 hours.
at least 3 hours.
Yeah.
And so at one point I just looked at them and I said, "Have you guys been peeing in there?" And Megan goes, "I did."
And Ben goes, ew, I want to get out now.
Now I want to get out. I'm like, "Ben, you're swimming in her pee right now." I don't believe there's like a filter situation going on. Did you know about this, Asia?
It's just water.
She was there. Asia was there.
I think I peed on Megan on the Ring of Fire. The entire
Yeah, you did. She peed
Asia
on me
peed on
already.
Megan. Well, let's just say this is the most incredible experience that I think we've ever had. I mean, we've had some great experiences with Asia. This is beyond
Oh, yes,
amazing.
amazing.
And Asia, I just want to say again publicly how grateful we are for this experience. This is just
For
so
you and
much
Ted,
fun.
thank you.
Having Ben and Megan here is. You guys want to come around and say hi real quick? It's just been a remarkable vacation, and I feel so fortunate to have a friend like you.
Me too.
And
I do. Yeah.
I love
You look
you
so
guys.
cute.
Thanks.
and we would never be able to do this on
Yeah.
our own. You know,
This
it's just
is a trip of a lifetime.
Yes.
So this-
It really is.
No.
Hi guys. No, thanks for having us. Thank you for introducing us to Asia. Thank you for
Look at how little she is.
this incredible
Group
trip.
hug.
Group hug.
Yay.
We're going to see you guys tomorrow with videos and a whole lot more from the USA. So thank you, thank you,
Cheers,
Smashers.
everybody.
Cheers, guys.
Baby smash.
Woo! Good job. Look at